guys,
and welcome back to our channel.
The Random Explorer.
So, after our last move wala video, there were many people, there were many questions about our move from Canada to US. So today, we did a poll on Instagram, and today we'll be answering all the questions.
I'm the pro that will answer all the questions to you.
I shall answer all the questions. I'll ask. So we have written down all the questions that we got, most common ones. So we are not taking the names who have asked and everything, but we'll just go through the Q&A. So we have a big list of questions, but we'll try to answer everything. So first and the foremost question was the most common one: on which visa did you move?
So we are on H1B Visa. So I am on H1 Visa and she's a dependent on H4 Visa.
Yeah, and we have already discussed that in the previous video also, so y'all can check that video if you haven't seen it.
Linked here, wherever she wants.
Okay. So next is, what is H1B Visa and H4 Visa? So, and did you apply it by yourself?
No, so H1B Visa is an employer-sponsored visa. We cannot apply by ourselves. You need to find an employer who is willing to sponsor you to come, stay, and work in US.
Yeah, and what is the time frame that you get visa for?
So we get it for 3 years. Then you can extend more 3 years, and then there are few processes to happen after. So max amount of years is 6 years until and unless you start other processes, which is a long, tedious kind of a thing. So maybe a separate video if you guys want it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
And
just Google H1B. So you'll
get to know. And even we are not giving any immigration advice over here. No, we haven't come through any consultancy. So if you guys are wondering about that, so we haven't done any of those things. It is purely employer sponsored visa. And what is the process exactly for the H1B?
So the main thing is find an employer who is willing to sponsor an H1B visa for you. Then they'll apply for an H1B visa for you once you pass the interview, of course, and things like that.
So, interview for?
If you are finding a new job.
Job interview, right? Okay. No, I thought about the immigration process.
No.
So
once you are once your employer is willing to hire you and sponsor you, they will apply an H1B visa for you, and then during the month of April.
Yeah, so how is the immigration process that only we were asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's you can apply until April, and then April they.
And that also your employer needs to.
Yeah,
file.
employer needs to file. You cannot do anything. Everything your employer will be doing it. You just need to submit your documents for whatever they want.
Right.
And then in the month of April or March last week, the US government does a lottery system because they have a limited quota of 75k H1B sponsored visas per year. So they do, and it's always that they get more in 100,000s requests.
Yeah, a lot of requests.
So they have a simple solution that they take out lottery, randomized selection. If you are selected, then the other processes happens. You might have to give an interview. Depending on where you are residing, what is your exact case. There are interview waivers as well, but. If you are waived off, you just need to submit additional documents like your experiences and how much salary you are having, what position is there, where you are working, what's the address, things like that, like a normal.
And this is mainly employer sponsored, so even the employer helps you out a lot in the whole process.
Right.
They have a team of lawyers who will be in connect with you. So
even after the selection, right? You don't have to do anything. It's everything your employer will be doing. You just need to submit a correct and right
documents and send your passport for stamping. So once those documents are sent, after that you get the actual approval. And in that also there are many cases where you can find rejection if the documents are not supporting for the things that you have applied, job role and everything. So if that is rejected, then you'll not get the visa, of course. But if that is approved, after that you can send your passport for stamping. So Harsh said,
and if you are applied, and if you are applied on this April, you get selected. So you have the latest you can come to US is October 1st. So that is their financial start.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And even like if in that draw you're like, if it is not picked up, there are other draws that the government does. So basically after October, in
Yeah.
November or something,
It's not fixed every time, but,
Yeah, but
sometimes it
most
happens.
of the
Yeah,
year it
second
happens,
second draw happens.
Yeah.
Then even few years, third draw has happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have that one year. If they have applied 1 year, you have that 1 year chance. Next year, if you are not selected, next year again the employer, you'll need to find an employer, or you'll need to continue working with the employer who is willing to sponsor, and then the same process repeats.
So I would like to add one thing over here. So H1, like H1B visa is not completely like on a skill set or like on your employer or how you are performing or your documents or anything. It is just a lottery system. You can even tell it's a luck system. So there has to be like if it is applied even for multiple years, it is not guaranteed that you will get the visa. We have seen our friends like 5 years, 6 years they are in the US who had come through study visa, but yet like H1B is not yet picked. So this is not something that it is in your hand that you can do as per your timeline. So it is
Said that you need to show your skills to your employer.
Yeah,
And you need
that
to,
is most important.
and you need to be able to convince why they will sponsor you 2 years. So that's a basic like a job.
So one thing,
job interview.
Yeah, there are two ways in which you can do this. So yeah, we had even that question, how you can move, So one is like come via study visa, study over here, then find a job over here, and after that, if you have that status here, employers sponsor if you are already in the US. But if you
Correction.
are
Study as STEM courses.
sorry,
Study STEM courses.
STEM courses, yeah. So you will, after that, once you are in the US, most of the employers will file for you, like 99% I guess they file, right? And other thing is like us, we did not come through study visa, so you will need to find a job for that, and the employer should actually be ready to call you, because they'll be sponsoring you being in an outside country, like outside of US. So you need to show your skill, like Harsh said, that you really need to show that you are capable enough. So these are the two ways I guess, right?
So in short, summarizing, you need to find an employer. You can do it by Google searching like list of employers who are willing to sponsor. So there are sites that say that okay, this particular company has sponsored previously in past and things like that. Get a job, have them sponsor you. If you are lucky, that year itself you will get selected. If not, keep on doing it.
So next question, like even for the H4 visa, what is it and how is that process?
So H4 is basically, like I said, it's a dependent visa. If you are married, if you have spouse, you have children, if you are sponsored in H1, automatically, I mean not automatically, but you need to file for her, he or she, and he or she will get an H4 dependent visa. Limitations: they cannot do any job. It's just that so she or he can just support you emotionally, be as an dependent.
So completely as a dependent, no job at all, like no, not even part-time, nothing. You can work, you can do this what we say in NGOs or something like that.
I mean, anything, you cannot get paid.
You cannot get paid.
You can work whatever you want, but you cannot get paid.
Correct. So H4, that is the limitation. And we'll be like doing a whole pros and cons of US. So in that video, we'll cover more on this topic, on how exactly we are managing things. And relating to the job that you were talking, we have one more question, like how can one apply for the job in US?
So like I said earlier, right, there are few sites who has a database that this particular company has sponsored any amount of people in the past. If I get that site, I will link it down. I have seen couple of the one. I have never actually visited it. But so there is one. Another thing is like go to LinkedIn, apply to a US based firm. coordinate with or like contact their HR if they are willing to sponsor you for an H1. If yes, then interview it, get a job.
I guess not
then
even
do it.
directly for H1, but you can start working for them, and
Yeah.
once you start working after a year or two, you can demand
Yeah.
like you want to move. And
Given that they are willing to hire you overseas as
Right,
well,
yeah.
so
And I would say like it's not that easy process how like we are just stating over here, and even after your employer is ready to sponsor, like I said, to get your name in the lottery is also difficult. So it's not like today you think you will apply and tomorrow you will land here. So we have got maximum like I guess more than 40-50 questions on how we can move to US. So the thing is, basically the most easiest way if you really have that passion to move would become via study visa. And other thing, for Canadians it becomes little easy because once they are citizen over there, they can automatically
so they can apply. They have a different type of visa called TN visa, and basically they can work for US employer. They can come over here and visit.
And
for
even
a while
on PR, in fact, you can work for an US employer. So for Canadians, it is little more easy rather than anyone else. So there are options for you, and if you guys need more information on that, you can DM us or something, or leave a comment in the video. So Harsh will at least try to explain how it can be done.
How did Harsh get job opportunity?
Okay, it's a long story.
You can continue.
I can continue? Yeah, so actually Harsh was working for an employer in India who had their firm in US.
No,
what? Sorry. Explain properly.
So basically back in India, I was working for a company who this employer was a client. This employer was a client of.
Yeah, right.
Okay, yeah, correct.
Yeah, correct.
And I was working and one fine
Harsh
day.
was actually very much like since the beginning, since I have met him, he's always very passionate for his work. So be it like even on weekends he'll be working, even in night shift he'll be working. So that company was like a pure day job kind of thing, but as the client was from US, they required certain resources, like if they have some questions or anything. So Harsh would always be the one that I'll help out and do things. So he has, and it is not for like people don't feel like at that time there was no such motive also, but it was just like he's just in general he's passionate about work. Today also like he'll be sitting and doing something related to his work.
So basically let's clear out, it's not because my employer was I had a client who was in US, that's why I was doing it. It was kind of who I was.
Yeah, who he is. So in general, like it is, so after that they hired, like the client decided to hire Harsh directly with the US kind of thing. But being said that, we were getting paid in INR only. It was not like he was getting paid in dollars being in India. So
then that was where we decided to move to Canada via study visa. I continued working for that employer.
We always had a goal that we want to move to US, but we were not sure on how we can get things processed. And to be very, very honest, at that time we were not even having so much knowledge about H1 visa and your employer can exactly do this for you and all those things. When we decided like we want to move to Canada, in between that we realized that US is also a pathway and things can get that way. And even in Canada, they were ready to help him out, and they had their because it's a good company, they have multiple offices everywhere. So they decided to hire him in Canada as well, and simultaneously they were applying for his H1B since 2 years.
3 years.
Yeah, and finally 2023 was our year.
So third year was the one where I got selected.
Correct, So
So
that was the whole thing. So it is not like Harsh, after reaching in Canada, he found a US employer, because in Canada we were on work permit. Basically, we can't even work for US employer at that time. So it was like since India, he had ties with the same employer, and he has been working in the same firm for a long time now. So that's the whole story. So coming to that, people want to know what is your job role and position and which company you work for.
Okay.
We are okay if you don't want to disclose much information.
Yeah, it's just until now, I guess most of you guys might have guessed I work in an IT.
Yeah.
I work in IT. I am team lead in web development. And employer, yeah, I'll skip revealing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically
That's the thing. So next question was, getting job in US is not easy. How did it work for you? I guess we have already covered that. Now the question is, where exactly did you move in US? So y'all should have seen the previous video. Everyone might be knowing by now.
So we moved to Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, we are in Dallas, Texas right now. Okay, and now other set of questions are mainly from Canada, I guess. So what is our status in Canada?
So what's our status in Canada?
Okay, so I completed my studies. I got my PGWP. Harsh was on SOWP, like spouse open work permit, and we both were on work permit when we moved over here, and we still have few years left of our work permit, and that's our status in Canada. Then the thing is, so we are, are you guys on PR? So no, we are not on PR, we are on work permit still. Will you be applying for PR?
It's a good question, dicey question for us. We haven't yet decided it. Honestly, I want to apply for PR. She's little reluctant, but it's like, see, US, getting a citizenship, getting a green card, it's like way too much, and there's lots of uncertainties. So I want a backup, so that even if something happens in like next 2 or 3 years at the max, we can go to Canada back. So that's the only reason I want to apply for PR. But yeah, again, it's the same.
I am reluctant for a reason, because we need to go through a whole process like VES and IELTS and everything, and we are not even like, I'm not worried about that part, but mainly I'm thinking that even we won't be able to maintain our status of PR in Canada. So because we can't be away from US for a long time, and now it's not like, we are not okay with the long distance thing also, because we have got few DMs stating that I can, like, at least hold the status and Harsh can be here. So once I get citizenship,
many people do. Given our history of she was in Canada, I was in India back, I got applied 11 months, so we don't want to continue that. And again, it's like if you get a PR, it will be 5 years of PR, and then you will have to stay for 3 years or 2 years, and then again,
and we are not ready right now, even with baby on board. It will not be practically possible for us.
But still, I am still trying to convince that let's do a PR. At least we have a bandwidth of 3 years, like a thing. So let's see.
So
stay tuned, follow us, comment us, like us, and you will
if
ultimately
anyone
get
can convince
to know,
me, try to do that.
And ultimately you'll get to know did we apply PR or not.
And next question is same, like, why didn't you wait for the citizenship? Like, why didn't you take PR in Canada, take citizenship, and then move to US?
So yes, doing that was easy, but she's little patient, I am not. I didn't want to just wait. So our ultimate goal was move to US, and the main thing was like, it was an opportunity that came quicker, and that's why.
It was not even quicker, we waited 3 years.
I mean, so instead of waiting still 3 more years, get PR, so
get citizenship, because H1B visa will not wait for you. If your lottery gets picked up, if you are not applying for your documents and for your visa, you cannot, like, next year, it will continue the status. It won't happen that way. And by October 1st, like, after that, within few months, they give you the time frame. You have to be in the US. You cannot even stay for a longer period of time. So our ultimate goal was US only from the start. So this is on personal thing that we wanted to start a life over here quickly, rather than being in
Yeah.
Canada.
So it was like, yeah, it was a dilemma what to do when
Yeah.
once we got selected.
But I guess for you
But,
guys,
yeah.
if y'all are thinking that way, of course,
If
can
you
take
already have a
citizenship.
PR,
Yeah.
then yes, of course, go by citizenship. Take
And
a
even if you're ready to wait
Yeah.
longer time, for us, we didn't wish. So it was purely personal. Then there are few questions on how you can get job only. So I'm in IT, how we can move if not in IT.
LinkedIn.
So yeah, just try to find right employer. Otherwise, try to study over here. That would be the thing.
LinkedIn, research your job profile, what is missing, improve on it, have a employer's sponsor.
Then there were some questions like, why did you leave Canada? And relating to that only, like, were there any difficulties in the lifestyle or finances in Canada for you guys?
No, there were no difficulties in lifestyle. The only reason to move out of
Finance
Canada
also
was
not,
yeah.
because we both were working. So yeah.
So only reason to decide to move from Canada out of Canada was because our ultimate goal was US. We saw that, we got that, we just grabbed that opportunity. That's it.
Right, yeah. So there is nothing like bad about Canada that we have to say, like due to this reason we just wanted to go out. It was not, we equally
Yes.
enjoyed our time in Canada.
And still, if somebody gives me citizenship directly, I'll go to Canada. It's fine. I'm open to anything.
Yeah.
So
no,
yeah, like
serious.
I know, but it's like it's not
Security
that we want
wise,
to
we
move
feel-
anytime.
Oh yeah. We even
Yeah.
this question was there that like now you guys will permanently be in US with the green card thing taking so long, or are you planning to come to
We are open
Canada?
to anything. We are even open to any third country.
Yeah,
So-
we are okay with the move. We are not like very reluctant in that way that once you have started and established a life over here, then you can't and all. We are very flexible in that matter. Like Harsh said, even for the third country, we are ready. So if we find good opportunity in lifestyle, financial thing, mainly lifestyle is more
Mainly lifestyle
concern
and, yeah.
for us. Yeah. So if we find good things, we'll of course grab the opportunity and go whatever like destiny states. So can you do a comparison video between US and Canada? And even relating to that was, can you do a comparison video of cost wise, like cost of living in terms of savings and everything between US and Canada?
I mean, we can do it,
Yeah.
but it purely depends on your lifestyle, where you are staying, and Canada,
Where are you
US.
moving in
Where are you
US?
moving in US?
Yeah.
Canada, US. Those are like
We
very
can,
big
like,
countries,
yeah, we'll cover
differing in
a-
each and every state.
Yeah, sorry. We'll but even cover a video about our thing. How was
From
our life
Ontario to
in,
Texas.
Yeah, Ontario to Texas. That we can surely compare. Like my brother stays in Seattle. We had been there for 2 weeks. We know the lifestyle over there. Like we even talk with him daily, so we know things over there also. So we'll be able to do a comparison video in short. Next question is also that you going from 2 income to 1 income. How was that an easy step, and you didn't feel like you're taking a wrong decision?
It was not an easy step. Yes, like I said, there was a big dilemma. Even after getting selected, even after getting our passport stamped, we were still in question: should we do it? Should we not?
Right.
Then it's just like until now we have always grabbed the things, and we have never. So yeah, we have never regretted it. And the only thing I was trying to convince her is like, see, we have gotten an opportunity that we wanted. We wanted to move to US. We got that. Now, if we don't take this, don't look back after 10 years or 5 years or 15 years and then, what was that
Then
word?
regret it.
That
Yeah.
why didn't we take that opportunity?
Right.
So I'm like, see, we
Let's
already
explore.
have a work permit over here.
Yeah.
We can apply for PR. So let's explore. If we find it difficult,
Random explorer.
if we find it difficult to survive initially from 2 income to 1 income, we'll take a call again. We'll do
Yeah.
a reality check. We might move back to Canada.
Yeah.
But
And we were
And-
like, comparing the cost of living also, we felt that what we were doing in Toronto compared to Dallas is like
Yeah.
very much upar niche.
And it's not that you cannot completely not work on H4. Like we mentioned before, there are few processes that you need to follow.
Right, yeah.
So
There's
that
some wait time.
Yeah, there are some wait time, and you need to follow few processes for H4 person to get an EAD. Basically, it's a work permit for H4, but it takes few years. So yeah, right now we are good, but let's see.
Yeah, and with after EAD, like I can even start my own business over here, so that's not a problem. So it's just like wait time of few years. So we had to take decision between all those things. And if you want a more detailed video on that, comment and let us know. So along with our process, once we finalize on everything, we'll even make a video on how exactly we did, right?
Right.
Okay, so with this, next question is for me, how do you monetize your content being on H4? Because many of you, I guess, know that we cannot work on H4.
So, okay, you answer.
Yeah. So basically in the US, we are not monetizing any of our content. So
Until we get her EAD.
yeah. So right now, not
So it was a
earning
part of
at
her
all.
decision, yeah.
Yeah, not earning at all in the US. Next is the house tour video. We have already shot that, and we have even shared. I'll link it, so make sure you're watching it and give a like.
Share and subscribe and press the bell icon for notification.
Last question is about healthcare in Canada versus US. Now let me answer this. It's very
Different.
different. It's very same and it's very different at the same time. Canada, everything is paid going from your taxes and done by the government, where you get your health card and stuff. In US, it's done through insurance, and you pay like a Mediclaim thing that you get in India. Over here, it's the same way. You pay your insurance.
You pay monthly insurance, then you have deductibles, then you
Yeah.
have max out of pocket once you are done.
Amount wise, I feel service wise, I feel both are same.
Yep.
In fact, our experience in Canada is little better than that of US.
But again, it depends on how well you know how quickly and well you will know the insurance
for,
of how the
actually,
insurance
for
works over
us,
here.
it was like in Canada, we never needed anything. And over here, coming from day one, we needed to see a doctor because I was already pregnant at that time.
Yes.
So things were even little different, what we experienced back there and over here.
So one more thing, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and cost wise also it's almost similar. Some of the employers are really good that they give you very less premium and all those things, but
So that was what I was trying.
Not in our case,
I was in
yeah.
that case. Yeah, not in our case.
yeah.
But that was what I was saying. See, you in Canada you don't have an option. You have high tax brackets over there, and that's why you are covered with the healthcare, come what may.
Right.
Over here, it depends on how you take care of yourself, how healthy you are. If you don't need much medications, if you are completely healthy, you can go for high deductible, low
Yeah.
interest,
Premiums.
low premiums.
Right.
That way you'll save on tax. That tax brackets are comparatively lower over here,
yeah.
especially in Texas. I'm not sure about other states, but it's lower. So ultimately, it's like you save if you are healthy. If you are not, then
Yeah, and for us, like this year will be not the right year to compare the healthcare cost, because we are already in this process, the pregnancy journey. We are already have to have a very, very good insurance. We know that even our out-of-pocket max is going to go for sure. So this year will not be a right year to compare for the healthcare in Canada and US, but
But
we
yeah,
keep on
basically,
sharing, check out our Instagram whenever we find any of the things, we always share.
So basically, the major difference is over here in US you can choose what you want. In Canada, it's not the case. You have to give high interest rate, but yeah, everything is covered after that.
Yeah.
So yep.
Okay, so with this we come to end of all the questions. I got many questions, and even I get DMs on regular basis. I hope we have tried to cover all your doubts about the process, about the visa and everything, and about our things also over here. Still, if you have,
that's what I was saying. Still, if you have any more questions, comment and let us know. We'll
Yeah, do comment
create
on
part
this
2 as well
video.
if you want, and we
Yeah.
can also include it in podcast whenever we start.
this is kind of podcast only.
Yeah, but with the proper instruments and
Right, yeah.
camera angles, and so we
Okay.
can start.
So the thing is like, and I had like, many questions, and most common things and similar questions I have picked out, and it was everywhere relating to this only, almost relating to job and stuff. So yeah, like I said, comment if you want a part 2. We'll surely cover that as well.
Yep.
So
yeah,
that's it. Sayonara.
See you later.
See you later.
Next video. Bye.